Hey guys, we're back. We got we deep up in here today, okay? We're ready to talk for real. So today we are talking about commitment, as well as women approaching men.
So we have a male guest here. You can introduce yourself.
I want to. 23 years of age. Reside in Anne County. Just here to share my thoughts.
What's up? And you know Sylvia.
Yes. Hey guys.
And by now you should know us too. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Asia.
So let's hop into it. So what do you guys want to talk about first? Commitment or?
Some of the approach.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
feel it.
True, that makes sense.
Yes.
So how do we feel about like women going up to men? How do you feel about it? Since you're a guy, like we don't go up to. Would you rather approach a female or?
I feel like that's the more common,
Okay.
thing to do, but I feel like if the attraction is there, then whoever bites on the first shoe be the one to make the move.
Like, I'm not the type to approach a guy. That's just my personality. Right. But then again, I feel like, back in the day, it's always like men approach women. But we're more modern now, women are on the rise, so, I think, I wouldn't approach a man, but I feel like it's okay, it's appropriate. I've even heard some guys, and you can tell me your opinion, that they kind of appreciate the confidence in it.
Right, you know what I mean? It's kind of a turn on with girls like, all right, like, what's your name?
Yeah.
You say, woo, but
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, it's the more chivalrous thing to do is
Right.
approach the girl. But I feel like in terms of, what's trying to be accomplished, whether that's just, friendship or relationship, both sides are taking risk.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like that should be consistent all the way throughout the process of our first meeting.
Sure.
When you're friendly, there.
Right.
So what kind of approach would turn you off? Like if a girl came up to you.
Well,
What is thirsty to you? Like if she comes off
Wait
thirsty.
a minute. That word needs to die.
Right, but what is that? Like
Thirsty is not a real word.
okay. So,
I hate that term. So rude. I just feel like it just, I guess you say, I don't know what I'm looking for. It's basically I have a lot of feelings about you. I'm not upset, but I feel strongly about you. And throwing thirsty after that.
But I think it's when people throw thirsty on stuff that isn't thirsty is when it's annoying.
But
some people
like,
can actually be thirsty. Like, what if you're a super gold digger and
So gold diggers are thirsty? I don't like the term in itself. I just feel as though so many things get called thirsty. Oh, I'm interested in him. I'm calling him. I'm texting him. Now I'm thirsty. If a guy is calling me a lot, texting me often, checking on me, no, but that's what's being called thirsty nowadays. So I just hate that term.
Yeah.
Period. If you're gonna call me thirsty, I'm not dealing with it.
Thirsty is to me, thirsty is the thirsty person maybe likes you more than you're I'm not interested, but you still be thirsty. Should it be used? Sure, we can get rid of it, but that's just what I think it is.
It's to quench. If you're thirsty, you get water to quench. You know what I'm saying? That's thirst. And if I feel if I feel like you can quench my love, I would be flattered. You're quenching my love. That's what I think about. You're gonna
I get what you're saying, but
I don't want to have too much feeling about that topic.
To me, in my opinion, there's some people that can be thirsty.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about how persistent you are in your approach. Are you overly persistent?
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Well, why is this so important to you? Type of thing. Especially at the beginning stages. You usually will call someone thirsty 8 months into the relationship.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Thirsty.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Yes.
Relax.
social media too, I'm sure that's going to come up.
Yeah.
A lot of times in the
Yeah.
conversation. I mean, there are things called thirst traps. You know, girls that post pictures that know
Okay.
are going to get
Very
attention.
true. Good point.
And I feel like, I mean, as a girl, I mean, how many dudes you actually going to take serious comment on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not that serious. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So,
If anything, you purposely ignore the comments.
You're
so it's really not a
okay.
good avenue.
right. So that's what I mean. The thirsty people are the ones that are commenting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Good
I don't
point.
know that females number off like Instagram,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
DM, but,
Or Snapchat.
right? You know, something like that, a little bit more
United
discreet, discretion.
True, true. So, yeah. What's
Well,
thirsty to you? Like if a girl approaches you, like what
Too
would turn you
seriously,
on?
or if she approaches, or quantity, like, you know what I mean, if she approaches many at the same amount of time, because it's like,
Okay.
so do you really have, you know, a criteria to what you're
Right.
looking for, or
You're
you
trying to
just
find somebody.
yeah, exactly. So that could be a bit as thirsty as well. But I mean, I don't agree with like the word being used so like I don't know if the word is so
Yeah.
easy. People are like quick to fuck with thirsty.
Yeah, I wanted to touch back on like the women approaching men. I can't speak for everyone, but I just, you know, I've been told, or myths of older women are just like, if you want him to stay, he needs to come after you. Like, I've been informed that if it's supposed to last, the man has to be more interested in the woman. And I kind of feel as though if I'm approaching you, granted you may be interested in me, but I feel like it comes off that I have more interest in you. That's why I'm approaching you. Because if I feel like when you approach someone, it's because, well, I have the most interest, so I'm going to step forward.
True.
And, you know, with that impression that for it to last, a man should be more interested in the woman, it kind of like steers me away from approaching men. And I have approached men in the past, and I am no longer with people that I've approached in the past. So maybe it just shouldn't be. Maybe it was like that way back in the day for a reason, because women approaching men doesn't equal the best results.
Interesting.
As much as though it is a turn on for you, but you know, it maybe just doesn't work that way.
I think it depends on the approach too. Like if you just introduce yourself and you're not like kind of like having an intention on like starting something, just like, hey, my name is such and such, and you kind of leave it at that, and you then put the ball in his court. I think that's different.
Right.
But if you like coming up to him like, yeah, what's up? So we're
Yeah.
on a date, like
Yeah.
that's
I
different.
mean, like I feel like it's different from someone approaching and introducing yourself and courting, you know, because then it transitions from like I'm interested to let's go on a date, you know, and then that's definitely where the man has to step in. I feel so. There's a transition. I feel.
What were you gonna say something?
I want y'all to speak in about men asking women out on dates.
Because
I
we don't
mean-
get that anymore. Let's chill.
If
We
you
get-
even ask me to go buy bread, like nothing.
Because like girls think a lot of things are one-way streets. Like that's I mean, this is a prime example of men going at women. Like that's a one-way thing that most people think.
Yeah.
That's just how it is and how it should continue to be. But this just goes back to the equal risk thing. Like it's an investment for me just as much as it's an investment for you.
Yeah.
So like, okay, dudes should definitely pay for the first date. How fancy it is, I don't think the first date should be that fancy.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I think you need to like work up to the
Yeah.
dress up
Impress,
nicely,
yeah.
have wine,
Right.
cheese and
Totally
stuff like
agree.
that.
True.
It's just
I
an example,
agree.
but, I think
Yeah.
girls should ask dudes on dates. I mean, once the dude approaches you, okay, is it okay to ask him on a date after that? Like, oh, you want to go to the movie Saturday? You want to
Okay,
I
so
think
you're
you should
okay.
get the number first, and then text him for a little bit.
So it's okay. So if I approached you. No, okay. If you approach me, it's okay for me to ask you out on a date.
It
But
should be. Yeah.
okay, so that's okay. That's not me being too forward or pushy or too
You
interested.
see, that is just situational on how like, the other person feels. If he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
really interested, he's not going to be annoyed by you trying to like
Yeah. Definitely.
make moves with him. You know what I mean? He's going to be happy like, oh,
Right.
But if he's not as interested, then and vice versa, same for the girl. If she's not interested, she's not going to take you back, block you, do
True. Y'all dropping gems right now.
whatever we need to do. So it's like,
Well, I really appreciate the equal risk part that you brought up. Like that brings a new perspective because again, it's always like
women are taking a risk. Women.
Yeah. I appreciate, from a male point, it's like we're taking a risk too, and we don't think about that sometimes. I just feel like it just,
over my head that you're feeling, and maybe because men don't reciprocate feelings and emotions and communicate that as often.
Yes.
So shimmer of us as women for just assuming, oh, your feelings don't really matter as much.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I feel like when it really does, you'll definitely speak on it. And because you don't, go ahead.
I want to put this on the table really quick because it's something that I learned, assumptions.
Yes.
The worst form of knowledge is assumption. We need to stop assuming, especially as females. We're reading the book right now. What's it called?
Women Have All Powers.
Yes. Assumption, we really have to stop doing it, especially as women, because assuming, especially in a lot of areas, it just definitely, you don't know the answer. How you going to assume something? You don't know.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Period.
As women, we will conjure up a scene of cheating when you could really just be home.
Just imagination, we'll call it.
Our imagination just runs so rampant and assume, and based off assumptions, we start talking to you a different way. Yeah. We start tone changes, our attitude changes, and you sitting here like, what? And I really feel it sometimes because we just thought so deeply about it, we end up pushing you guys as men to do it.
Yeah.
see, and I think that just stems from human nature. So, like, the sooner everyone is more aware of that, then, like, the smoother things will go. Because, like, as you experience different things, and you make mistakes or you do things right, you'll learn from those.
Yeah.
When you face a similar situation, of course you're going to make assumptions because you don't want the same bad things to happen.
Yeah, that's
So I think that's where that stems from.
Yeah.
But the sooner you realize that, like, everything is so situational, like one little thing can just completely turn the outcome the other way. Then it'll turn into not, oh, he's cheating, he's doing that. So we're like, oh, maybe he is horrible, maybe he did do this.
Yeah.
Positive
thoughts. Yes,
vibes.
definitely. Yes.
Positive environment.
Yeah, definitely.
True.
Like, I read this one book that it says, don't assume anything. If I don't know, I'm going to ask you, or I'm not going to think about it anymore. Yes. If I feel a need to assume, obviously I need to know something, or want to know something, so ask. If I don't get an answer, then I shouldn't know it right now. Not that I shouldn't know it at all.
Well said.
And the first time I ask you, you can just answer it. Like, oh, all right. If they keep asking you, then you can start to be like, why do you keep asking me? She's going to let you don't trust me.
Right.
Early on, I feel like it's important to love questions like that.
Definitely. Yeah. And that is that middle part, that transition part, as far as, approaching, going on that first date. And then going to commitment, that phase of asking those questions, because, you start to get commitment once you know that you want to be with that person. So I feel like putting everything out on the table, it's okay. It's okay to dig deep because I'm just so when it comes to like asking questions, maybe I've just run into some really scary people. Like, I'll ask questions because I feel like I'm supposed to be getting to know you.
Right.
And I ask questions. Maybe my questions are a little obscene and I don't know it. And I just
no response do you get? Like,
no response.
That's not the person for you if they're not going to be open enough to answer.
But I like that about you. We were talking about that earlier. I like that you talk about that early. So that but they're important. It's important
because if you don't ask those important questions and then you end up falling for this person, it's hard to get out of it because you're like, well, I really like this person, but there's this red flag, and all that stuff.
So we're saying like we don't want to put it all on you as the entire race of, or gender of males, but like what do you feel as far as not, women naturally are interested in details,
Right.
and maybe men aren't. So it's hard to.
Or are you? Okay, you're not.
Nah, I mean,
Y'all are very simple.
yeah, it depends on the level. It just depends on what you want out of the relationship. More often than not, females want, seriousness, long-term dating.
Right.
Or not even long-term, like when you're talking to somebody, that person be the only person you're talking to. That type of thing. Dudes could either want that, or they could just,
Right.
you know what I mean? So, if the feelings are mutual, then you should welcome those questions. I don't get annoyed personally or feel any type of way when you ask. I'd rather you ask. Because
I guess
if
that's
you
the
don't,
question.
you're just going to assume. Sure. Right.
Everything is too situational.
It's okay to ask.
Like, why can't we all just have an understanding that if you want to date someone, you need to know certain things. You need to know religion. You need to know, do you believe in monogamy? Do you believe that you should?
What were you gonna say about that?
Right, monogamy. Let's pick it back.
And religion, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know a Christian lady who's like married to a Muslim man. Like in that type of situation, what do you do? I mean, you can't go to church with them. They can't go to church with you. So, like, is that something that could be detrimental to your relationship with the person, or do you need someone who's taking the same walk of life as you are because you think that'll add to it, or take away from the relationship? You know what I mean? So, I would take religion out of that list. Personally, I would. Monogamy, our definition.
Being with one person.
Yeah.
That's what that
Yeah,
is.
either you're monogamous or polygamous. And polygamous is the sister wife. This man is married to like 4 women. Monogamy is.
Some religions, that's okay. Right.
So it could be connected to religion.
Right. So when that dude goes to church, you know what I mean? There's plenty of girls that are like asking to marry him, even though he's not married. That's okay.
That's a no to me, dog.
Christians and you're going to marry me.
Or you could just respect your Christian walk of life and say, take any more life. It's a choice.
Anymore. I'm going to just keep one, not choose your favorite.
Because that's your walk of life, you know what I mean? So it could work.
Yeah. So you could take religion and monogamy out of the top questions.
No, monogamy could say.
Monogamy would say religion can go.
Like the whole, you having all these other dudes either, because that'll take away from what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right. Okay, competition in the dating game. I've always been very, if I have one, if I'm talking to one, I'm only talking to one. But I've been told to keep your options open.
Sure.
And I'm just like, so I gotta be talking to John, then I gotta talk to Sam, and I gotta talk to Todd. Like, I don't understand that concept.
You don't have to, but if you, like, say you meet somebody and you guys start talking, y'all are cool, but y'all aren't in a relationship, and you meet somebody else that's cool, you can talk to him too. But I think in the book, I think this was in the book, he was saying that's okay as long as you're not sleeping with both of them, because there's no guilt there. Like, as long as you let both of them know, like, hey, I'm seeing other people, but I'm not sleeping with y'all. So what is there to get mad at?
I feel as though if I'm talking to you and you, I can't see, my time is so divided, so I can't get a full idea of you.
No, I totally understand. That's how I used to be.
And I feel like men actually frown upon women who have men lined up.
But you're
You
not
correct me if
sleeping
I'm
with
wrong.
them.
I feel like even if you're not sleeping with them, men don't like women who have a lot of men on their arms.
I think it depends on the point of your relationship with the person too. Like, if you just met somebody, why are you mad that I'm hanging out with somebody else? You have no reason to be mad. I can't be mad at you. I might feel some type of way, but I can't be mad. Like,
So keep your options open until one of you.
it's like, all right, I can't do this.
Right.
We need to just be
that
together.
person feels that way, right? You contact the other one and say, all right, so where are we going with this type of thing? Like, am I about to be the only one? They just like going to cut everybody off. We'll make a decision whether you want to cut everybody off.
Right.
Maybe someone else you're more interested in. But like, it can't be a case of, well, I don't really want to let this one go, but you can. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have all the marbles.
Right. I think the issue with like just talking to one person. I've always been like that. I've only talked to one person at a time. Is you kind of have like a false sense of commitment. Like you think that this is gonna work, and then what if it doesn't? Like you wasted your time.
Yeah.
So when you could have been talking to somebody else, and that could have been the person, then you realize, okay, this other dude, X him out. Like this is a really good guy.
And the goal is not to have backups, right? You know, it's not meant to have a backup. It's just like so like you can have two great guys. wait a minute. Oh, I don't talk about.
He wants to be in the video all the time. No, he didn't.
So it's not, you could have two, you know, great candidates,
Okay.
you know, but, you know, sometimes it takes a while to really get to know somebody, you know. Before you decide, I decided that I want to dedicate, you know, myself to you. It's okay, you know, some people do it, you know.
Right.
Just because, you know, maybe we haven't necessarily did it that way doesn't mean that other people don't do it that way, and it's not an option. So we're just making the point that is an option.
Yeah, because I know, like I said earlier, I've never really talked to like multiple people at once. It's just one dude, and I'm like, and then if I meet somebody, I'm like, oh, I'm talking to somebody. That's my boyfriend. So that guy that I just met could have been the one.
Yeah.
And I just asked him out because I'm talking to somebody.
Right. You pre-committed yourself.
Right. And then dude ends up not being anybody that I would want to be. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
It's tricky. It's tricky.
You just suffer from the like perceptions that the society has of you. It's like, okay, girls, it's frowned upon to be sexually involved, like multiple person. Dudes, like plus,
Right.
Who are you getting cool for though? Because I am
Other guys.
Okay. Because I'm
There's
like,
other girls too. Like there are girls over here that like are more attracted to dudes that are getting girls than dudes that don't get any girls.
But you've heard that, like, oh, he got a girlfriend now.
yeah,
You know?
he just seems more attractive.
Yes,
than a girlfriend.
yes,
You
yes.
rather go for the guy that's getting all the attention because he got your attention because that's what he does.
Right.
Compared to a guy that doesn't get a lot of attention for whatever reason.
Next time on Gabfest.
So why do you think that a lot of people kind of say that men are afraid of commitment and don't want to commit, especially like at this age? I mean, it might not be true for you, but like in general.
Yeah.
It's just the makeup of a man. Like once you get hurt, it's like
You think that's
that's
the
really
reason?
not going to happen. That's really not going to happen.
So heart pushes you away from commitment.
Right.